Sometimes I feel like I'm alone. No one on my side, I'm all on my own.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go. Back like I never left, period. Alright, y'all, so hi, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel or whatever. I did a video in like 3 months because it's like it's been a lot going on, and y'all gonna understand after I tell y'all this story. So today I'm doing a story time on my birth and delivery story. Let me just say this, don't mind this, it look real ghetto, but that's because my curtains fell. I gotta put them back up, but just don't mind my background. Usually it's like a pink curtain right there, but it fell. I'll fix it later. Anyways, so today I'm gonna be telling y'all my birth and delivery story because I seen some, and I was gonna film my birth and delivery, like the process that actually happening and shit, but when it was actually going down, it was like that was the last thing I wanted to do. That was the last thing on my mind. I was in pain. I was stressed out. It was too much. So I didn't want to record anything. I just wanted it to be, you know, I wanted to get it over with. The last thing I wanted to do was sit in the bed and hold a phone up to my face while I'm in pain. Like, no, that wasn't it. But I'm gonna just get right into it and tell y'all how this shit happened, because baby, it took a toll on me. So here we go. On August the 3rd, I started feeling like pains, like a lot of pains. Let me just say, my baby was due on July the 31st, and at this point I'm, you know, entering my 41st week of pregnancy. So I'm like, I did drink 2 tablespoons of castor oil. That shit did not work. I tried to get the ingredients for the midwives brew, and it just did not work out the way I thought it was going to. So I didn't end up doing the midwives brew, but I tried the castor oil, which everybody on YouTube be talking about that shit like it's foolproof, it works for everyone, etc, etc. That shit did not work for me. It didn't work at all. I didn't feel no pains or nothing. But on August the 4th, I woke up early in the morning because during the night I was feeling like cramps in my stomach. Nothing too intense, but my whole pregnancy I didn't really have pain like that. So feeling, you know, pain after not feeling any my entire pregnancy, red flag. So I went downstairs as soon as the sun came up, because my mama be up with the birds. So I went downstairs to the living room or whatever, because I knew my mama was gonna be in there. And I sat in the living room and I was telling her, like, I've been feeling some pains in my stomach, blah blah blah, like I don't know if I should call my doctor or what. So she was like, yeah, call your doctor and wait for instructions, like ask her what she thinks you should do. So I called the place where my doctor was at, but she wasn't in that day. So they had me talking to this other doctor, this man. So I was on the phone with him, and I was basically just asking him, like, I'm feeling some pains, they're like 10 minutes apart or whatever. I don't know if I should come to you for you to check, because I don't want to go into the hospital, wait all that time just for them to tell me that I need to go home and that it's false labor. So I was like, I'd be more comfortable if I came to you and you tell me if this is true labor or not. So he was like, you know, I mean, you can come in if you want to, so, you know, just to be on the safe side. So I went in. When I got in there, man, let me fucking tell y'all, this dude was so rough. Like, he was rough for no reason. This is why I'm happy I had the doctor I had my whole pregnancy, because my sister actually had him when she was pregnant, and she used to tell us all the time about how she fucking hated that man. Like, he was so rough for no reason. Like, I just feel like gynecologists should all be women, because you men are way too rough on vaginas. I understand it's because y'all don't know shit about them, but it's like, be a little gentle. 1, I'm pregnant, and 2, damn, that shit hurt. Like, calm down. Anyways, so, you know, he did his little 1-2 or whatever, and it hurted like hell. And when my doctor checked my cervix, it never hurted. But when he did it, I was in so much fucking pain. He was just so rough. He just like damn, like chill out. So he checked my cervix, and he told me that I was still not even 1 centimeter dilated. I was half a centimeter dilated. And I've been half a centimeter since the week prior. So I'm like, damn, I ain't make no progress. Like, none at all. So at this point, I'm getting discouraged. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to get induced. I'm not going to go into labor until my 42nd week. Like, she's taking too long. I'll cry and everything. Like, so he was like, yeah, you're still only half a centimeter dilated. And then I immediately started crying. And then he was like, don't get discouraged and blah, blah. You know, you might not be in labor right now, but it could happen tomorrow. Remember, I said that. Okay, keep that in mind. Pinpoint that in the back of your head. I'm like, yeah, whatever. At this point, I just want to go home. I just want to go home and lay down, sleep my life away until this baby decides she want to make her grand entrance. Because, baby, I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. So I basically brush everything off. He talking about I go, you know, and I leave. We go get food, and I'm like just sad as fuck in the car, just sad. Because I thought that was going to be the day my baby came. Like, I was anticipating it. So we just went home, you know, I laid down. Well, I got in the bath, took me a hot bath. I drank some tea, and I laid down for the rest of the night, basically. And, so this was, I told y'all that was August the 3rd. So around in the morning on August 4th is when those pains that I told y'all about, they started to intensify. And I'm like, okay, like, see, before that shit was, you know, okay, I'm not saying it like I couldn't handle that shit, because I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing, but I handled that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when the day before, those pains were nothing compared to, like, the pains I was getting the day after. So, on August the 4th, the pain started intensifying in the morning. Like, they woke me up out of my sleep. Like, that type of intensify. So, it was like 4 a.m. I'm up. You know, I can't sleep. So when the sun comes up, I'm like in the living room downstairs with my mom, you know, just trying to relax, trying to keep my mind off everything. I'm really taking them, like, she can't, at this point, she wasn't able to tell I was having contractions. I was really just sitting there quiet like I do when I'm, you know, when I was on my period. Nobody was able to tell I was cramping. I take pain very well. I know everybody says that shit, but I really do. Just sitting there, you know, taking them on the chin, letting them pass or whatever. So around like nighttime comes, you know, and of course I told my mom I was having contractions just so she would be prepared when the time came. I was timing them and all of that. So my doctor told me not to go to the hospital until I was A, in unbearable pain, or B, my contractions were 5 minutes apart. So when nighttime came, my contractions started to get closer and closer together. You know, they were like 7 minutes apart, 6 minutes apart. And then they came to 5 minutes apart. We hopped in the car and we went to the hospital. So when we're in the car, you know, I feel like the car ride was one of the worst parts, because it's like when you're having contractions, the last thing you want to do is sit still. You feeling like the contractions in your butt. It just doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable to hold right there. But I'm holding on to a little handle thing, you know, taking them. So I'm in the car handling my contractions, you know. But yeah, so we on our way there to the hospital, and I'm just, you know, still timing my contractions just to make sure they're consistent. And I'm you know, keeping up with them. Breathing really helped me. Like, a lot of people say that breathing shit don't help, but it really helped me. So I was breathing through my contractions, doing everything to, you know, help with the pain. And we finally get to the hospital. The hospital was 25 minutes apart, and then we had to go on a detour because it was like the highway was backed up and shit. So the car ride felt like forever, to say the least. So we finally get to the hospital. I check in or whatever, and they send me to triage. Of course, with all of this corona stuff, there's a lot of rules that goes to being in a hospital, period, let alone giving birth. So My doctor did tell me that I could only have one person in the room with me when I gave birth. And of course I decided that my boyfriend was gonna be in the room with me, because it's like his daughter, I want him to be there to see his daughter born or whatever. But then I changed my mind to my mom, and then I changed it back to my boyfriend being in the room, because I didn't want him to miss that experience. So we go to the hospital. My mom comes in with me because she doesn't want me sitting there alone waiting for him, and I'm in all of this pain. Like, she just wanted to be there for her daughter, understandably, like, duh. But the doctors told us, since you're already here with her, you're her one person. Like, you're the one person that can stay with her throughout her whole pregnancy. So that's in the back of my head the whole time. I'm kind of sad that he can't be there. Like, it's like, what the fuck, corona. My mom is there with me. She's trying to distract me from the pain, creating conversation, stuff like that. So I'm in triage for about, I want to say 45 minutes, if that. And they put in my IV, asked me some questions. I think they took blood, and then at that point I'm heading up to my hospital room to go into labor. They tell me you are in fact in labor. When I went to the hospital, I was 4 or 5 centimeters dilated. I don't remember which one, but I had dilated pretty quickly, and I know it was because of how rough that doctor was. And remember, I told y'all, he said you might not be in labor now, but you could possibly go into labor tomorrow. That was the next day. So I was in labor. I was 4 or 5 centimeters dilated. They sent me up to my room because my contractions were so close together. So they sent me up to the room to the room I was giving birth in. And I met my nurses. See, when you're giving birth, you're gonna have nurses that switch in and out, like the night shift and the morning shift. So I met my night shift nurses. They were cool as fuck. All of them were so nice to me. I appreciated that, especially in a time like this, because my mind is going a mile a minute. You're in such a stressful situation. Like, you're about to give birth to a human being. So it's like I'm stressing the fuck out about that. My boyfriend is not here with me. There's that. I'm trying to coach myself through contractions on top of thinking all of this bullshit at one time. So I'm trying to remain calm and really take it all in. I don't want to forget the experience, so I'm trying to make the most of it. I'm trying to remain positive. But yeah, the contractions were pretty much the worst part, in my opinion. Pushing her out was nothing to me, but the contractions were pretty difficult. They asked me if I wanted epidural. I told them yeah from jump. So when I went up to my room, about an hour passed, and then the anesthesiologist came in to give me my epidural. When I got that, my whole bottom half of my body went numb. Let me tell y'all what's weird. During my contractions, I didn't cry. None of my contractions I cried. None of them. Y'all can ask my mama. Well, y'all can't, but believe me, I didn't cry none of my contractions. But for some odd reason, when I got the epidural in my back, I cried. I think it was because I was dealing with so much pain then, and then I feel this unfamiliar feeling, and it just took me by surprise. It wasn't even painful, but I cried. But anyway, yeah, so I got my epidural. My whole bottom half of my body went numb. I couldn't feel anything. It feels like when your legs fall asleep. I couldn't move them or nothing. So I'm just, at this point, I don't feel shit. Like, I'm just chilling in the bed. I took a couple naps, woke up a couple times or whatever. Like 8 o'clock, 9 a.m. It was early. And that's when the doctor started checking me, and they told me that I was dilated more. I think around 8 a.m. I was about 6 or 7 centimeters. And then when it came to like 10, 11 o'clock in the afternoon, I was 8 or 9 centimeters. Now at that point, around 10 or 11 o'clock, I started feeling my contractions again. And they didn't tell me until I started feeling my contractions again that I could pump my own epidural. So my doctor was like, at this point, you might as well just wait it out. And, because you're about to be really close to giving birth, and the pain is what helps you dilate quicker. So she told me, you might as well just thug it out until you're 9 centimeters and we can push. So I did that, and at this point, you know, I'm about to give birth naturally. So I was 9 centimeters dilated, feeling my contractions. They hurt like hell, but I was taking them. My epidural is not working. So I'm taking the contractions or whatever. She checks me again and she tells me it's time to push. So I pushed. That shit was so hard for me. A lot of people say it's not hard for them, but pushing was really hard for me. Like, I kept leaning back. They kept telling me I was doing stuff wrong. Like, it was just, I don't know. I was thinking about a million different things. So I start to push, and they tell me that she's, I forgot the word she used. Basically, my baby was, damn, I can't remember nothing. I don't remember if she was, facing up head, if she was facing up or down. I think your baby is supposed to be facing down when they come out, and she was facing up, or the other way around. I don't remember. But yeah, she came out like that. So they were like, I'm gonna have to push harder or whatever. So I pushed and I pushed. I was pushing for about 25 minutes when they started to actually see progress. So I'm pushing, and they're starting to, you know, encourage me more and more. Like, I see her head. She has so much hair. That's what really got me. As soon as they said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to push. I'm ready to meet her. My baby got hair. Okay, inches, period. She's blessed. So I'm like, okay, let me push. I'm ready to get this shit over with. You know, I'm ready to meet her. I'm ready for all of this pain to just be done. I'm ready to heal and all of that. I gave it one last push. I swear to God, it took all the energy out of me, y'all. When I was pushing, I was holding on to my legs, of course, but they also have handles on the side of your hospital bed that you can use for support. So I was using those. I felt like I was straining my neck. I was in so much pain, like so much pain while I was pushing. But I was pushing, and you know, she came out. I heard my baby cry. I was in so much love. Like, as soon as I heard her cry, I melted. Like, I broke down immediately. I was like, oh my God, I did it, this, that. And I heard the nurses in the back like, yeah, you did such a good job. You were handling your contractions so well. My mom was surprised of how well I handled my contractions, because no shade to my big sister, but she was kind of dramatic when she had her baby. So I guess my mama thought I was going to be like that, but I handled my contractions very well. I handled the whole pregnancy very well. If I do say so myself, I did that shit, period. So yeah, the doctors were like, you did really well, you know, she's beautiful. That was all giving me confidence. I love the staff at my hospital, personally. They were all so sweet to me. Like, they made my stay what it was. So yeah, undeniably, it felt weird as fuck having so many different women all up in my cooch area. Like, it was 2 nurses, and then the main doctor who was like helping me, you know, who was helping me give birth, you know. My doctor, the one who I was with my whole pregnancy, she was the one who helped me give birth to my baby. So with her, it didn't feel so awkward, because like she didn't see my vagina already. But the rest of them bitches, I don't know, y'all, it felt really awkward. But of course, you know, we warmed her to the occasion. They were all so nice to me. So yeah, they were giving her so many compliments. My baby came out, and she was really swollen at first. She looks completely different now than what she did when I gave birth. But I was in love the minute I heard her cry. I didn't even see her. Like, I wasn't really looking at her when they put her on my chest. It just felt so good to feel her move, you know, to know that she's here and that she's safe. I felt complete. Like, that's an indescribable feeling. I could sit here and say so much shit, but you're not going to be able to understand what I mean unless you have kids or until you have kids. Like, that's just the best feeling I've ever felt. I immediately called my boyfriend after I gave birth, and I was like, babe, crying on the phone, she here, and da-da-da. He was like, she here? Oh my God. Of course, during the whole process, I was keeping him updated. You know, regardless of the pain I was in, I wanted him to feel like he was still there with me, because it's his experience too. It's not just mine, you know. So my mom took the phone from me and took it over there, and, you know, like, let him see his baby. He was in love too. He loves her so much. I love how he loves her. And yeah, that was man. I didn't think I was gonna handle the situation as well as I did. I didn't realize I was as strong as I am until I got pregnant and gave birth and all of that. I didn't think I was gonna be able to handle it as well as I did, period. I thought I was gonna be crying the whole time, a wreck, because people always hype up the situation. Like, they always make it seem so terrible. Don't listen. You're gonna have your own experience. If you're pregnant, don't listen to shit anybody else gotta say. Because I was filling my head up thinking all of that negativity whole time. I handled that shit and took it on the chin like it was nothing. That's basically the story on how I gave birth to my daughter. Y'all look finna meet her. If you follow me on Instagram, y'all seen plenty pictures of her, plenty videos, all of that. I just know the people who subscribe to me and don't have me on Instagram or Snapchat have not seen her yet, and y'all been commenting on my videos waiting. So y'all are finna meet India Alan. So I'm finna go get her and I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back. This is India. Let me take her blanket off so I can hold her properly. She sleep, so she kind of slouching a little bit. That's okay. Hello, mamas. This is India. India Alan. Yeah, this is my baby. She's so precious, so sweet. Like, she was constipated like 2 weeks ago. That was really the most I've seen my baby fussy ever. Like, she's the coolest baby I've ever met. She chills. She don't do too much. My baby chills all day. She sleeps, you know. Of course, that's going to change with time. You know, when they start to grow up, they start to be awake more. Girl, fuck. But yeah, she's a real cool, sweet baby. When she's awake, all she's doing when she's talking, or when anyone's talking to her, all she's doing is smiling. You know, she's a happy baby. And I love my baby so much. I love my baby so much. I swear I cry sometimes just looking at her, because I'm so thankful for her. I feel like my whole life I was just sleepwalking through life until she was here. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing before her. Like, literally, I don't know what the fuck I was doing before her. Yeah. This is my baby. She waking up. Waking up. But, y'all really not getting a good shot of her. This camera's not doing my baby justice, seriously. She waking up. Say hi, people. Maybe if I stand up with her. Hold on. The light is in her face and everything. This bow is ugly. She be tossing her head back. I don't like that. Don't look at me like that. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all. She came out 22 inches, 7 pounds, 3 ounces at 12:52 in the afternoon on August the 5th. So she's a Leo. I need to read up on the Leos horoscopes, because I don't know too much about Leos. But from what I read, on the most part, Leos are cool as fuck. Like, they just real chill ass people, which is her. You know, she's pretty chill. Like, my baby don't do too much, just like her dad. I kind of expected that. She looks just like her dad. She has my nose. She has his everything else. So all that shit I was talking about her being my twin when she was born is kind of like out the window now. But she might show up for me when she like 2 or 3. You know, who knows. But yeah, this is my princess, and that was my labor and delivery story. This is most likely now gonna be like a mommy and me channel. Of course, I'm gonna have, like, you know, my stuff that I do, like pampering days and, you know, personal stuff. But for the most part, we're probably gonna be doing mommy and daughter videos. If that's something you're interested in, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If that's not something you're interested in, then go fuck yourself. But yeah, that's all for now. I'm gonna be back with another video soon. I'm really trying to up my game when it comes to this YouTube stuff, because I'm at 400 something subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 1,000. So we gonna be there soon. Until next time, bye. Say bye, YouTube. I'll be back real soon. That was her waving by. You seen it.
Can you stand the rain? Everybody loves can you stand the J.O. Got my nigga spit.